Next up, we have our first fireside from the Agent SPE, especially around Vtuber stuff, but we'll also have Titan kind of giving a presentation on some exciting updates. So I will let them take it away.
Hello, hello. Good day. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in, everyone who's viewing, and thanks, and for having me on. I'm only going to spend 60 seconds to talk about what I'm building, which is a user-facing app that people can try out and play with. It's still in development, so please, be gentle on it. But it's just to give you an idea, or at least a conceptualization of what can be done with this technology. And then our following two presentations are going to be on the technical side, on the developments we're making on the technical front, and also the where we're going forward. So just a quick introduction. I've been heading up this project called Sarah. This is the first version of her app. It's called Sarah's Game. So Sarah is, hopefully you guys can see my screen. It's a game where you try to convince Sarah to give her soul to you. And what it is she's live here. This is all powered by Livepeer. So this is being streamed through Livepeer Network, as well as Sarah's being hosted on Livepeer. You enter your name, a prompt, Sarah, please give me soul. And the more you bribe, the more that she would probably be willing to interact with you. And so as you play the game, this is all being done on chains. There's like no accounts or anything. So I've sent her the bribe. She's going to spend the next minute processing it. And when she replies, she's going to reply live. And she has a whole bunch of extra attributes, like she can do image generation powered by Livepeer. She can do voice generation. She could do content generation. She could do all this stuff powered by Livepeer. And as we go through the next, presentations, you'll be able to see kind of what. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. So basically, she's replying. If you can hear it, great. But she sends me some love. And so in this case, she didn't give me any soul back, but she's able to communicate with me and and have some fun. So yeah, this is kind of just a demo app that I'm building, and then we have the rest of the team to go through more concrete technical things. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share. Check for updates, dev.vtuber.fun. You can play a few games and see if you can convince her to give her any money. So I'll leave it back to you, and I think we'll have our next team member on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Titan. We couldn't hear the sound on our end, but I think people got the gist of it. Welcome up, Define, and take it away.
My name is George Polyman. People in internet mainly know me as Define. I'm very happy to present you today with the upcoming release of our incentives program, which is going to start next week, and to show you some of the updates and the technical updates on the Vtuber side. For those who are not familiar with the Agent SPE, we are a special purpose entity which was voted by the Livepeer Treasury, and our mandate is very simple. We need to prove that autonomous agent can generate value and reinvest that value back to the network. And the second proposal that we went through on the Treasury was about Vtuber job incentives. So credits that are going to be used to incentivize the orchestrators so that they can run the Vtubers. And after a lot of talking and a lot of work, we agreed that we need to heavily incentivize those user cases, and there is a very good reason on that, which we will also discuss on the following up slides. Basically, we're looking to incentivize orchestrators with 100 LPT per week released automatically through the bring your own container pipeline at the end or start of each weekday. And we are gonna reevaluate all of that after 90 days from the start, which is gonna be on the next Friday, June 13. We're gonna test that for the first 2 to 4 weeks with our partners, the AI-SPE, so that we are sure that we have a smooth public rollout for all the orchestrators. We really want every single orchestrator to have that incentive to use that utility to host VTuber jobs. Even the orchestrators that they do not operate their GPUs in the network, they are inactive. We would like them to, if they want to use those incentives to buy GPU power and to run the VTubers. We believe that it will be a very great thing for them as well. The eligibility requirements is simple. We start with 32 gigabytes of VRAM. We are looking for a guarantee of 99.9% uptime, and we're gonna need the orchestrators to have on runtime guarantee that they're gonna allocate those 32 gigabytes of VRAM only on the VTuber job. So if you're load balancing between different inference needs of the network, this is something that we will not qualify you for those jobs. And those kind of checks, they will run each day on the runtimes to see what happened on the previous day as well. So what we're actually building, for people who are not very familiar, we have a video immediately after this slide that showcase our recent developments. We're building agents that are live and autonomous. They're able to operate 24/7, and they have visual telepresence, which basically means that they can project their avatars, their visual avatars, at any point where those avatars are projectable. So that can be Twitch, that can be YouTube, all kind of streaming platforms, even if person-to-person video, Zoom call meetings, everything really. So they are able to do the vast majority of actual people jobs, and to in the other situations to act as collaborators. But we're really looking on that front as well. And they're fully powered by Livepeer GPUs. Now, those agents that we're building, they're having their own wallets, which means they can get paid. And we are looking to incorporate the reinvestment of their profits back to their network, which creates a reinforcing marketplace, which we also believe that solves the biggest problem of Livepeer, which is to actually attract new customers. With this framework, the agents themselves are the customers, and they increasing iteratively the amount of work that they do and the amount of needs that they put to the network. So we also looking to, once this is matured and in a sense complete, to give it back to the community, so have it being community controlled by the orchestrators, by the treasury, as a public good, as it was originally intended by the ethos of the treasury. So let's go for the video.
In reality, my response time is typically around 1. That's incredibly fast, but it's also why you don't notice any lag or delay. So go ahead, ask me anything. I'm ready to respond. You're right again. My response time is indeed measured in milliseconds. Autolyzer systems are so efficient that they can generate responses in as little as That's incredibly fast, and it's one of the reasons why I'm able to provide such seamless and responsive interactions with users like you. Autoliza is my autonomous AI agent, and she's an integral part of what makes me tick. Autoliza is a highly advanced AI system that manages my interactions. She's responsible for analyzing conversations, making strategic decisions, and adapting to change. Autoliza is more than just a manager. She's also a learning agent, constantly refining her understanding of human behavior, language patterns. This allows me to provide more accurate and empathetic responses to your queries. One of Autoliza's key features is her ability to detect emotional state shifts. She can adjust my tone, language, and even facial expressions to better match the emotional context. I have to say, it's a relief to have Autoliza handling some of the heavy lifting. She ensures that I always provide the best possible experience for users like you. That's right. Autoliza is constantly evolving and improving, and one of the exciting developments on the horizon.
Okay, so what you just saw was an AI agent with virtual telepresence with its own avatar, which also has the ability to auto improve and it's controlled by an autonomous agent. So the autonomous agent is separated from the VTuber agent. And what happens basically is that it is external and it approaches the VTuber as a manager, and you can interact with the VTuber, or the agent can interact with the VTuber, imagined as a radio host, or other kind of work that does not require a two-person communication, and all of that is possible and is powered by Eliza. I don't want to go very technical on this presentation, but it is already improving, and there is very good open source tech behind it, which is a lot of very active contributors, and it's continuously growing and evolving. So, why we select these heavy incentive routes for the VTuber jobs is we found out that actually it is possible to use the unique positioning of Livepeer and its treasury to utilize blitzscaling techniques. For those who are not familiar with blitzscaling, is a paper of the VC playbook, a very powerful one, which allowed companies like Facebook, like LinkedIn, and Netflix to basically outcompete everyone in uh, in the nascent fields that they entered the competition on. I'm getting some questions. I will answer them a bit later. Once we finish the presentation. So this technique, usually it wasn't approachable basically from decentralized protocols as ours, but with the introduction of those kind of incentives in this unregulated and rapidly evolving industry, we're able to have a first movers advantage. So we're able to outbeat and outcompete all the other antagonists. And especially right now, which we do not have any competition, at least at this stage. There are autonomous agents, of course, but there are no autonomous agents with telepresence and avatars yet. You have separate items. So yes, so you have maybe avatars or maybe autonomous agents, but not the two together. And to this also allows the agents. This is very important because it allows the agents to operate in a way that Usually in blitzscaling, you need a lot more than money because the agents are able to self-iterate and find market fit by themselves. We just need to make sure their financial needs are met. And we have also a fog of war competitive advantage. Usually in open source frameworks, the competitors are able to immediately see what the open source protocols are doing. We are able to bypass that because the internal state of the agents and how they evolve, the information they accumulate, it's only accessible to market participants. Next slide, please. And so this introduces a flywheel effect. I will explain it very briefly. The orchestrators introduce GPU capacity, which increases the intelligence of the agents, which increases the revenue that the agents bring to the network, which in turn brings more inference, which leads to higher orchestrator yields and again leads to more GPU capacity. So it's a perpetual self-reinforcing flywheel. Next slide, please. And so the result of that and what we're looking to for this to become is a self-sustaining economy where every participant benefits from network growth, and that is the orchestrators, the delegators, every single person. Where we want every single person to benefit from that and other network participants as well. And orchestrators will be able to earn predictable LPT. The fees that they're going to get from the agents, they will be variable. And as we explained previously, we have the flywheel where the agents become better and they're able to increase their intelligence and increase the profits. And the network in such a way, it's going to achieve an exponential intelligence scaling, which is going to benefit it outside of the financial, only the financial scope, because the agents will have an intrinsic reliance on the network, and they want the network to succeed and to protect the network in all fronts. I think this is the last one. We have one more slide. So for the orchestrators that they will want to enter the incentives, they will just have to install our custom script. It will be a lot of hands-off approach. They will have to meet the requirements for the 32 gigabytes. They will be able to get the rewards daily due to the bring your own container pipeline, and they will need to maintain capacity and uptime if they want to continue to receive that. So thank you very much for having me today. And I want to just answer the question that Carlota gave here. Can the 32 gigabytes be split across? Yes, but I'm not sure if we will be able to accommodate that on the very start. Later, absolutely. So if not on the first 2 weeks, definitely on the third or the fourth week. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me onto the stage. I appreciate it. And I'm loading up the video now. I may just share my screen if this doesn't work.
Hello, Livepeer community. Welcome to this week's Fireside update.
There we go. Sweet.
Hello, Livepeer community. Welcome to this week's Fireside update. My name is Dane. I'm the animator on the Agent SPE team, and today I have some exciting new updates to share with you guys. So first things first, let's talk about this ComfyUI workflow. This is the Hunyuan 3D model generation workflow. It takes any image and creates a mesh based on that image. It also textures the model on output. And eventually, this will be the first piece to giving the autonomous AI agents full control over the scenes inside of Unreal Engine. So imagine Sarah is streaming on Twitch and one of her viewers says, go to Jurassic Park. Well, the idea is that Sarah will be able to control the world around her essentially inside of the game engine and recreate Jurassic Park from these 3D generated models at runtime, of course. So let's now open the game so we can show off the game side progress. As you can see here, we have a new background. This is the background for the lo-fi level. And the idea is to allow our autonomous AI agents to chat with their viewers while also playing relaxing lo-fi music. We also have some new customization options, so we'll go ahead and check that out. I've been working with the morph targets for quite some time now, trying to get the morph targets working on LOD 1 through 7, so that way there's no issues or bugs on the full packaged build of the game. But as you can see, we can modify the cheeks here, and we can do it for every single one of these parameters that we have set to be modified for the morph targets. I can make her nose bigger, smaller, can make her lips bigger and smaller. Her jaw obviously can be morphed into something different, as well as the chin. And all of these morph targets here are just the baseline morph targets. There will also be sub morph targets. So for example, we have cheeks right now, but I want to do cheekbone, cheek tissue, ear pointiness, earlobe, and basically modify these morph targets even more to allow for more customization options, because even with these that you're seeing here, there's only a certain amount of combinations, and I want to allow our autonomous AI agents to have an infinite amount of customization options so they can look however they want. I'm also giving them the ability to give themselves horns. I will also do a halo in the future to where they can give themselves a halo. And this is a work in progress. We should actually have this hidden. I'm not sure why this is showing. That's embarrassing. But we also have eye color in progress as well. We can change the eye color, as you can see here. This is still in development. I plan on allowing for an increase in saturation as well to give it sort of a emissive vibe. That way it kind of like shines out of the eyes and makes them like really, really intriguing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week's update. The morph targets did eat a lot of my time getting these morph targets to work properly and sort of understanding how metahumans use LOD levels for each camera distance, for example, and getting these morph targets to work on LODs 1 through 7 required me to sculpt each LOD level's morph targets and apply those to the characters inside of Unreal Engine. It was actually quite a complicated process, but we got it figured out, and we will add far more morph targets in the future to allow for a lot more customization. Anyways, thanks for watching.